can we take a selfie? And I'm like, yes, for sure, but can we just get out of the bathroom and how about I wash my hands first before we take a picture? Hey, what's up? This is Laidback Luke, DJ and producer, and today it's a bit of a rant. Well, not really a rant coming in, but I've been flirting with the idea of making this vlog for a few months now because I, for some reason, kept on coming across people and the notion of being famous, wanting to be famous. But what is that exactly? A lot of people don't even realize. Throughout history, man has always glorified being famous. And fame is often equated with a lot of riches. I'm getting pictures in of like people being worshipped, of like statues of people. For some people, the concept of being famous equates with happiness as well, or reaching a certain stature of life where surely everything is perfect when you're famous. And so within my history, I never set out to actually become famous. I never had that as a goal or to become an influencer or anything. I really just wanted to be the best I could possibly be, possibly on world level, by doing what I loved. I would set out to sharpen my DJ skills so much so that I would stand out amongst other DJs. I would practice producer skills, hours in the studio to be able to excel as a producer, to be able to stand out amongst other producers. And at a certain point, my name got around, and surely it was neat to be recognized. But what I didn't know about being famous is that you're always supposed to be on. So when I realized this, I was on a vacation. I was carrying my little boy. In the morning, I went out to the local bakery. I got recognized, and someone wanted to take a picture with me. And I was so thrown off by that, where I was like, can't you see I'm not working, or I'm not in laid-back Luke mode? Obviously, at that moment, you can't even say, oh, dude, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation. You don't want to come across like an a-hole, right? So within that moment, you need to reiterate, take that picture, give the person the love and attention they deserve, even though you're not in the moment. What I did from there on was always try and disguise myself. And this is actually when I started wearing hats, in the hope that people wouldn't recognize me on the street, and actually becoming a little bit paranoia with being recognized on the streets. There have been multiple occasions and various occasions that I get recognized in a bathroom, in a public bathroom, maybe out on a field trip with the family as well, and someone recognizes me in the bathroom, and it's like, dude, can we take a selfie? And I'm like, yes, for sure, but can we just get out of the bathroom and how about I wash my hands first before we take a picture? A lot of times you get recognized by people that are strangers, whom vice versa, you're not a stranger to them, and that's a little bit of a mind game going on. Okay, 1 second. If you're liking this vlog, make sure to give me a like right now. If you have something to say, to contribute to this vlog, make sure to leave it down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe as well, because I'm just making all of these vlogs and I don't want you to miss out. Let's get back. And speaking of mind games, this ties into a sort of an imposter syndrome that you can develop from becoming famous. All of a sudden you get all of this love and attention by people you don't know, and I want you to think about that. People worshipping you while you are still you. I understand that it can stroke the ego, but essentially you're still the same person that eats, sleeps, burps, has emotions. All of a sudden you could feel the pressure of being a sort of a role model, being put on a pedestal, and people are looking at you, watching every move, and the imposter syndrome comes from, okay, so now all of a sudden, because I have all these followers, I need to be a sort of an example. But it's not always love and respect either. It has happened to me, or something I didn't anticipate, like becoming bigger and bigger, is that you get more haters. I always thought in my mind, like, oh, if I become famous, I will be happy and I will have made it. And that is all, love and respect. But to be honest, the bigger you get, the more haters you get as well. And they come out of nowhere, as if you've kicked their cat or anything, by just being you, accumulating more fame. you get more haters and people will just randomly come at you. And it was shocking realizing that at first, where I was like, what did I do wrong to that person? Like, I don't even know that person and they hate me? For what? Let me tell you a story about David Guetta. I had the opportunity one time to travel with him. The amount of people that followed us through the airport, I think it accumulated to at least 200 people, like being crazy, screaming, wanting his autograph. It was shocking, you know, he couldn't actually walk on his own or incognito. And so I sat down with him once and he gave me some solid advice where he said, Luke, you gotta chill out a little bit. Realize that it is all good. Most of the time, the majority of the time, it's just people really liking what you do and you're getting respect for that. And from that day on, I was less paranoia. I started to wear the hat in my vlogs, in my pictures as well. And every time I meet one of you now, I realize it's, you know, I personally set out for it to be like a nice conversation or for us to have a pleasant time. And so the moral of this story is that I just want you to realize that fame shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be putting your music out there. The goal should be to possibly inspire a lot of people or even help people go through, you know, bad times, or your music should be the engine for people to connect to. But what is it that you want? What is it that you expect from your career and the whole lot of eyeballs on you? Will you be able to handle it? Because there's a lot of producers out there and a lot of producer DJs that actually don't like being on stage, where the stage is actually a scary thing. Performing for a whole lot of people is a scary thing. I can imagine that if you're a producer and you just love being in your basement or in your studio and producing tracks, and all of a sudden there's this pressure to go on stage. And this is the whole reason why I'm making this vlog. Pressure on your mental health that comes with accumulating fame and all that sort of thing. So there it is, a little piece of my heart out here for you in my new vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give me a like right now. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. And I will catch you back here for the next one. Until then, L's up.